From Goodyear Heights to podcast listeners everywhere.
Welcome back to Bearded and Crunchy. All right, Bob. They're not ready for this one, are they?
Yeah, nobody has a clue except for us.
Yep. So this will be fun to see who's paying attention. Guys, we got together. We're going to record a short little episode for you guys. We've been having some good things in the works.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some good things smile upon us. We've been both really putting a lot of hard work, time, and effort into this. So we thought we'd record this and just kind of bullshit a little and tell you guys how our story started and how we decided we were going to do this. And we had, unfortunately, a quite long hiatus in attacking it the way we wanted to. But now we're full steam ahead.
Yeah.
And we also want to thank you guys, man. Like, I mean, without you guys, I mean, again, you know, I've said in a previous episode that, like, we would do this if 3 people a week listen.
Yeah.
Like, we truly would. But the more people that listen, it you know, like Bob said, you know, it lights a fire under our ass.
It does.
You know, because that means, you know, people are consistently wanting to hear what we got to say. So
it's almost addicting in a way.
Oh, it is.
It
is. And especially with me going through a divorce, this has been crucial in helping me heal. You know, because, you know, and just so you guys know, it's an amicable divorce. We just, you know, sometimes you just grow apart. But so Bob, real quick before we get into our backstory, we'll just tell everybody what we got coming up and what the good news is, and, you know, give them a little insight into the good news. So first off, I'll go into Bob got us some new headphones.
Some new cans.
God damn, they sound amazing.
Such a difference.
So we'll sound like kids at Christmas.
I know,
while
right?
we're recording this. But and earlier today, you know, it was ironic because I took the day off work and we were supposed to go down and finalize the divorce, but there was some paperwork that still needed filed, whatever. But before we went down, I was sitting in my house and I was editing one of our videos, and I realized I hadn't checked our email.
Oh, yeah.
And I opened it up and I'm deleting, you know, it tells us when, you know, it gives us newsletters for all the different sites we're on, and it tells me when you like post stuff on Facebook and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I was going through and deleting, and then I seen one that came with a name. So I immediately go, oh, we're already getting spammed. Great.
Already, yeah. What do they want from us?
So I click on it and I'm reading, and it's an email about us being searched quite frequently.
Really?
Compared to other podcasts with similar names and whatnot. Okay. But the one thing that got me was the screenshot that I sent you.
Yeah.
Was we were 480,000th out of all podcasts.
It's 4 million
out
podcasts.
Of 4 million, or we were 480,000th out of 4 million, which is top 20%.
Yeah.
And considering we average between 40 and 50 downloads a week, that's impressive.
It's pretty impressive, yeah.
And
for
we want
a little indie
thing
that we're just doing.
That we just decided to fucking do, and here we are. So we were excited about that, and like I said, we got a lot of good episodes coming for you guys, and a lot of other content that's going to be coming. And I don't want to. I'll let Bob say it. Pretty soon we should have some things, and I'll let Bob get into that.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to do some stuff on video for just video purposes so people could see, because I believe in the brand that we're building, of course, but I have gone out and got we both like coffee. Whether or not you'll use it for coffee, I understand.
I will. It'll be decaf, but yeah.
I understand the Meniere's disease situation.
No caffeine.
Yeah, that sucks balls. But I decided to get a couple coffee cups with our logos made on it. Had a couple T-shirts done for us, and then no longer will I have a just standard regular blue pen or whatever pen I find at the time, because I had some bearded and crunchy wrapped pens done.
And guys, let me tell you, at some point we want to get to the point where we can get this stuff to you guys. So, you know, please, you know, if you want to see that, you know, tell your friends about us. Like I said, on every social, like and follow us. And then on YouTube, you know, like, subscribe, comment on our videos. Just a heart, a smiley face, a shit emoji. I don't know.
Something.
Just interact with us, because, you know, that helps us, you know, more than you guys could ever know. And it keeps us, like I said, we're going to do it regardless. But we got a lot of stuff coming up that we think is going to be really good for you guys. And you know, we want to give you the best that we got, and we're going to continue to get better and adapt. And you guys are going to, I think you'll be really happy with the direction of the podcast.
I think so. Because we've already got the next 2 that we're going to do this weekend in the works. They're already mapped out.
Yep.
I think probably by Friday or Saturday, we'll probably start talking the following week, because we're on the 2, you know, recording 2 a weekend.
Yeah. We'll have some things to give you guys a preview of what is coming. And so with that, we'll tell you how this journey started. And I apologize because I have a terrible memory, so I remember a lot of this stuff, but there's some details that I will forget that Bob had brought to my attention. So we'll bounce back off each other. But if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna let you start, because I know it was back when we were still at DICOM. But I don't recall how it actually like started us deciding like, hey, you know, maybe we should do a podcast. We would have legendary bull sessions when we were out on the floor together. And then when you got kind of pulled back into the engineering office more, and I would, you know, skip going home for lunch because I only lived 30 seconds away, I'd come hang out with you, and we'd have a half-hour bull session at lunch. And I think it was kind of a mutual thing that we kind of brought up together, like, hey, man, maybe we should try doing this podcast thing. And this was 2021? No.
Or 2020?
It was 2020.
2020.
No, yes. It had to be 2020. Yes. It was 2020 going into 2021 because COVID was already a thing.
Yeah, but I had, you know, being a musician, I had just a bunch of musical equipment and shit laying around that I didn't use anymore because I wasn't actively playing out. I said, hey, man, I got this like 8-channel mixer that would be awesome to do that on. I said, the only problem is I only got one microphone. So you went out and bought a microphone. And we actually have those recordings still. I've been working hard cleaning them up. I think I got them to the point where we could present, at least chop them up. That's, you know.
Yeah, to be continued on that. Yeah. I want to do something special with that. Yeah. So to be continued for that. But I want to add to that because now that you're saying that, I do remember that because we did, you know, you did come back and hang out in my office quite a bit. I had started in the engineering, but when we would get slow in engineering, I would go out to the shop and help them guys out and work in different areas. But the one thing that I remember too is what kind of brought us to that decision is we realized how playful and how interesting our banter was. And I think that's kind of where the seeds were kind of sown. It was like, wait a minute, man, we got kind of a good thing going here. And you know, we were already building the friendship at that point. So and then, you know, we decided to get together, and I do remember that because it was in your mud room. And I came over that one time, and we went in the mud room, and I just want to say, for when you guys hear that, I sound like I am on death's door. I literally sound like I'm a 1990s goth emo kid. Like, there is no emotion in my voice. But yeah, so yeah, and then we got onto that, and then I think when after that, like, we recorded that one, and we were gonna do it, and then you ended up leaving DICOM because everybody should leave DICOM. And you got another job, so then it kind of went to a point where we were like skipping, like schedules just weren't matching up,
right?
And I think if my memory serves me right, and you can absolutely correct me,
sure,
but I think we were getting back to a point where we were going to
We were
get back
heavily
to
talking.
and then I switched jobs.
Yes. Yeah.
And I had worked in Menor, which for which you guys don't know, I work an hour from where we live.
Yeah.
Trust me, it was worth it.
Yeah.
They basically doubled my salary.
Oh,
I mean, there was no way. I mean, but I was getting paid peanuts. Like, I was only making $3 or $4 more than you guys in the shop.
Yeah, they didn't pay me shit.
No, you guys were severely underpaid. But that can be another topic of another day.
Oh yeah.
So we were almost there. We were talking back again, and then I, switched jobs, and I'll get kind of up to speed, and then I'll send it back to Bob. But now we're going back. It's 2025. It's around Christmas time.
Yep.
And I'm sitting at home, and my phone buzzes. And I'm like, oh, it's Bob. Okay, he sent me a picture. Cool. I figured it was a meme or something.
Yeah, we send a lot.
Nothing. No words. Like, he didn't send nothing. It was just a picture.
Yep.
And it was 2 mics. And I was like,
The seed
and I
is
waited,
still...
and I waited, because I was going to see if he was going to say nothing. And he didn't. He was waiting to see my response.
Yep.
And I don't remember the exact text, but it was basically along the line, is it time?
It's time.
And I'll let you take it from there to get us up to speed from there. But you can kind of tell us what made you decide to get those mics and kind of, I mean, basically, dude, you were the catalyst that popped this off.
Right. And it kind of was a couple different things for me. The one thing is we're really, really busy outside of here. And we just didn't, at that point, have a lot of time to hang out and see each other. And we always like to get together. And it's just super difficult with our schedules anymore.
And we still got, you got a young kid.
Yeah.
Ty's still, he's still 12 for another month. So, I mean,
Yeah. But
life,
it's hard.
It's
hard when you got all that going on. And, last summer, end of last summer, going into fall, it was even more difficult because of the marching band schedule and the kids. And, I got 2 in high school now. And, you've already been through that once.
Yep.
But imagine 2, and they're just so fucking busy all the time. It's like, Dad, I need to go here. Dad, I need to go here. Dad, I need to go here. We got to go here. We got to do that. It's like, all right, well, I guess maybe when you turn 16, you should probably get your license.
Yeah.
But that was kind of like the first thing. I was like, man, it would be cool just to hang out with my friend.
Right.
Like, because again, going back to the DICOM days, legendary bull sessions that carried on outside of work at wherever we were at to hang out, your house, my house.
Well, and not to interrupt you, just to add real quick, and he could have come over, I could have went over, but what we're talking about, guys, is like us just hanging out, me and him.
Yeah.
Like, we could always find the time, but like, how it is when you're, with one of your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
You need time with them, and that's what we didn't have.
Exactly.
So, but continue.
But yeah, then I found the whole setup on, believe it or not, Amazon, and most of the electronic stuff nowadays. There's nothing wrong with it. It's going to work just fine.
Right.
Eventually, I would like to upgrade, get higher end mics, and I would like to get a new laptop myself. But yeah, when I sent you that picture.
Oh, I'll never forget. I didn't even say nothing right away. I just showed my phone to Rhiannon, and she just looked at me. She was like, "You thinking about it?" And I was like, "We never not thought about it, but we just had life." But I said, "It sounds like it's going to be that." And
yep, it's always been the seed that's been planted, it's been watered, kind of put in the corner and neglected for a little while.
Well, and I'll say this too, because there was a little bit of discouragement because there was a real big boom during COVID in podcasts and this type of thing. And it would have been nice to do that because now there's, fucking in that one,
right, 4 million.
4 million.
Yeah, worldwide.
And I'm assuming there's plenty more than that.
Right.
So, I do, but, one thing I've learned in this life is that, and I hate to sound niche, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yep, it was meant to.
I mean, it in the Matrix, Morpheus, he goes, he tells Neo, he goes, no, what was said is what was said, and that's how it's going to be. And that's the situation where, we're in it. It happened how it happened. Now, fast forward a little bit, we had started talking, and we were like, I think it was
early this year.
March. It was March because
Yep.
I remember, and we were like, why don't we open it with Star Wars? I don't remember who brought it up, but
yeah,
but
I
but
think
it was that,
always the plan.
yeah, and we thought May the 4th. It's perfect.
Yeah, we had a couple of months to get our.
And we were like, yeah, we can get it, all our ducks in a row,
Yep.
pick a day. We realized we were going to record here at your dad's house.
Yep.
And we got all our ducks in a row. And then I'll let you take it from there.
Well,
In our first recording session.
Yeah, we chose our upload platform, which we did go with Buzzsprout. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Shout out to them.
Shout out to, and we don't get paid. We pay them. But
yeah, we pay
guys,
them. Yeah.
they make our job so easy.
Yeah. But I remember the initial demo that we had done on this equipment, this setup, except for the only difference
Was your laptop.
my laptop.
Yeah.
And everything recorded fine. I got home, didn't look at it, and then we came back like a week or so later.
Yeah,
2 weeks later.
Yeah, we recorded another one.
Yeah, well, we went into the.
We went to
the
record the Star Wars one.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I I'll never forget that just sinking ass feeling.
It was that
home,
Sunday night. I
Yep.
remember it clear
Yep.
as day now.
I got home, I turned the laptop on, and I was going to start editing to make it sound nice and sparkly and pretty. And I'm looking at it and I go, fuck, this isn't going to work. Because for whatever reason, my laptop just kept dropping out. And there's sometimes some of them are like 2-3 minutes cut off. And you can't get that back. It's just gone.
It's just gone.
And I texted you. I was like, dude, we're sunk. Like right now, this is going to be like another like 8-9 months till I can do anything.
I'm getting chills thinking about it because I'll never forget reading that because we were ready.
We were ready.
We were on point.
Yep.
And then so he tells me that, and I'm sitting there, and I texted you back, but I didn't even like really react. I was just kind of in awe.
Crushed.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. If it ain't one thing, it's another is what it felt like.
Right. So then I'm sitting there, and finally, I think I just said, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And Rhiannon goes, what? And I said, both the demo and the Star Wars specials that we recorded, we can't use it.
Yeah.
She goes, what? And I said, yeah. I said, unfortunately, his laptop's a little bit older, and it, for whatever reason, it was dropping audio.
Yep.
And we can't use it. And she goes, damn. And I said, more importantly than that, though, we now realize we can't record.
Yeah.
That I think that hit me more than not being able to use those because in my mind, I'm like, well, fuck it. We can learn from that and make it better, which we ended up doing.
Yeah.
But, I was like, dude, what the fuck? And I'll never forget it. And guys, this is a testament to me and her's relationship, even though we're getting a divorce. She looked at me and she goes, here soon. We'll go look at it. You've been saying you've been wanting a laptop just to have one because you hadn't had a computer. We'll go look at them. Now, mind you, this is Sunday night.
Yeah.
And, and she says that she doesn't really give me a lot of details or nothing, and I'm not going to push it,
Yeah.
I was thankful enough that, because we still combine our finances and stuff like that, but that's a big purchase.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I was like, cool, thank you. And I think I texted you and told her, I said, hey, I think we might have a solution. Don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
And at that point, we were just in a lull.
Right.
It's like, okay, we're good, but now we have to.
We don't know
we
how
just have
long.
to wait.
Yeah, we don't know how long
It's
it's
a waiting
going to take.
game. And so I believe it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I had asked Rhiannon, and I said, I'm not trying to, bring it up, but what. Are we going to order it? Are we going to go?
Yeah.
She goes, no, we're going down to the Apple store and we're going to go Friday.
Oh, did you go to Summit Mall?
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I was like, sweet. So I texted you.
Yeah.
And before we get to it, I wanted to get your reaction on that side. So I texted you and I said, obviously not word for word, but bro, Friday, we're getting it.
Oh, yeah. You should, if you'd have been able to see the smile on my face when I got that text, I'm like, oh, it's on. It's go time.
And it's great because, me and Bob know we both want to do this, but you will see in the movie episode that's out now on all platforms. Go follow us, go watch it, listen to it, everything. Watching his face light up when we were talking about the Sandlot.
Oh, yeah.
I made a clip about it and put it on our socials because that's what we're doing it for. First and foremost is each other. So knowing that both of us are in it like this was amazing. So I knew when I sent him that, because I also know Bob well enough to know that he felt a lot of guilt.
Yeah.
But no matter what I said, I knew I couldn't comfort him because he was the reason we were able to start it anyway. So the fact that it was a technical problem, A, was not your fault.
Right.
And B, I mean, you really busted your ass to try to and you tried for days. Even after I told you I was getting that, you were still trying to see what you could salvage. And that's just a testament to how much we want this to work and what we're going to do for you guys. But now that we have that, we'll go to Friday. So Friday comes, I get out of work and I get home. Now, guys, I tell you, I have an hour drive to work and an hour drive home.
You got a lot of time to think.
I leave work at 5:30 in the morning. I don't get home till 5 at night. I'm driving home and I'm excited. And I don't know if I told you this part, so this is going to make this interesting. I'm driving home, and I'm getting a mild dizzy spell.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, nothing is stopping me from going to get this fucking computer.
I want this laptop
now. I don't want you guys to worry. A mild dizzy spell, I'm not dizzy. It's just if I move in quick movements, I can get a little lightheaded.
Part of the nature of the beast.
If I'm having a bad one, if I'm in the car, I gotta pull over, whatever. But this was not one of those. And I get home, and I had weathered it, but it was lingering.
Oh, God, yeah.
We get to the mall, and now it's really hitting.
Oh.
But again, it wasn't a super bad one, so I was good.
I'm powering through this.
Yeah. I'm like, fuck that.
Yep.
So we get in there,
no quitter.
And we get in there, and we're looking at them, and we were going to get... I just wanted the base... I didn't need bells and whistles and shit. I said, I did the research. I just wanted something that we could record on, I could edit on, and just access socials. That's it. That's all I wanted it for. And we got to talking to the guy, and unfortunately, fortunately, actually, but they didn't have any 250 gig base models. I got a MacBook Neo, but they didn't have any of those. So we went with the 512. I mean, Rhiannon didn't even blink an eye.
Yeah.
She was like, well, what's the lowest you got? And they said 512. She said, then that's what we're getting. We went immediately, got a case. Nice. I mean, I got it all situated. I got a mouse because I'm sorry, guys. I'm still old school with some things.
Yeah.
I don't like mouse, the touch pads. I like an actual mouse.
Yeah, it makes it easier in this, application.
Yes. So we get it. I get home. I get everything downloaded, like all our Audacity. I'm looking up. I get CapCut downloaded, even though at that point we weren't even talking. I mean, we had talked that we wanted to do video, but we didn't think we were even close to wanting to do that. And then Sunday came, and it was time.
Yeah, and I felt completely unprepared, even though we were prepared for that first episode.
we were only in the fact that even though we had done it a couple of times, we were still new to this.
Oh yeah.
And regardless, and again, I'm not shitting on your laptop, but
probably
it going as fast as it was too was probably a little it can throw your brain off because you're thinking, okay, I got to do this and chill. But things were working fast and we didn't know what we were going to do. We didn't know how well it was going to work. And you guys go back, listen to that, and you listen to this, you're going to tell the difference in just from then to now.
Oh,
a lot of cussed a lot more. We tried to cut back on that because you guys will hear us cuss because I don't give a shit. Words are words. It's the intention of the word. I could sit here and be like, you motherfucker, and you're gonna laugh at that.
Right.
But I could sit here and go, fat ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fuck you, man.
Fat can hurt worse than a cuss word. So words are words. But anyways,
it's just how normal people talk.
Yeah. So it was our first attempt, and we knew this was gonna be it. And so we get in, we're recording, and we get done. And we look at each other like, that was good.
Yeah.
Obviously, looking back now, having this much time, have done so many episodes, we look back and we see the flaws.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But compared to, our first one, it was miles above. And you guys will hear it someday, in clips form. And maybe at some point, we'll even release it as a full thing. And you just have to skip through it. We'll see, that comes in the future. But anyways, and we're sitting there and, obviously, Bob is our audio engineer. He handles all our recording and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I do the editing. And we get done, and I sit down where he's sitting, and we're trying to figure out Buzzsprout, and we're both antsy because
we're
like,
amped.
And
just like
I do remember this is we figured it out, and we set it down, and we got it going, and if my and correct me if I'm wrong, we actually scheduled it. To release at a later date. If I remember right.
We wanted to do May the 4th.
Next morning.
Yeah, we wanted to do May the 4th.
And then as we sat there and we went back, because you can listen to it.
Yep.
And I think, did we record the post roll then too?
No, that was later.
Okay,
that
so we did that for episode 2.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, so we recorded, and we're sitting there, and we're trying to figure out how to like get them to post to Apple and Spotify and all of these. And I'm going in and searching Apple Podcasts and Spotify podcasts. And Bob sits down and he takes a look at it because I'm getting frustrated at this point. And he clicks on one of the options in there, and it just automatically uploads it for us.
Yeah.
As long as we connect our RSS feed and we have accounts connected, it'll just post it for us.
It's so much more convenient now. Just release the episode.
Bro. And so we looked at each other, and I want to say it was you.
Let's drop it now.
Yeah, I think you were like,
let's drop it now.
You want to drop it now? And I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And we dropped it.
We did.
And I'll never forget the excitement in our face. We're like, holy shit. And then we're texting everybody like, "Hey, we're live!" Like,
it's out.
And it's it's been a crazy ride.
I've gotten some nice feedback from some of my people, and I think we've made some of those changes pretty seamlessly. And I've heard a lot of good, positive feedback from people that they definitely like what we're doing. They like the banter back and forth between us. And everybody that I know, and I don't know if it's the same for everybody that you know, but everybody that's told me, it's like, man, you can really tell that you guys are absolutely friends. And this is something that I feel like I'm sitting in a garage or around a bonfire just listening to two, old guys talk.
Yeah. Well, and that is perfect because that calls back to what I said earlier about what really set us off was the banter that we had. Like, guys, especially for me, and I know Bob did too, because we're both from that era, but like, growing up, regardless of what we tell our kids to be themselves, we spend many a times trying to be people we're not. Yeah. Hanging out with different crowds, whatever. Yep. The one thing that I noticed about Bob, and it's the same reason why Vonnie and Maine are my best friends, is immediately I knew I could just be myself.
Right.
I could crack specific jokes. We could make fun of each other. Right. We can make fun of, he can make fun of himself, and then I'd yell at him for that. And then I would talk back about myself, and then he would yell at me. It was just an immediate connection. Yeah. And you're right. That's what a lot of people have told me too. They'll be like, it's just, there's, and you had made a comment a couple weeks ago about your sister, or I think it was your sister, said that we were interrupting each other.
Yeah, talking over each other quite a bit.
And even in that, though, there was people that had mentioned that over the last few episodes that were like, I noticed you guys don't interrupt. He said, but I think it was, I forget who it was, but it was somebody at work was like, but it was crazy because the interruptions weren't taking away from the content.
Right.
And I said, well, we still made it a conscious decision because we don't want you to have to pay attention to, you don't have to try to pay attention to who's talking.
Right.
You know what I mean? I have a bad habit of interrupting because I'm always afraid I'm going to forget my thought.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same.
But yeah, so, I mean, we've been getting good feedback, and, to a lot of people, 45 downloads averaging a week probably doesn't sound like a lot, but guys, I mean, to be honest, outside of our like literal family, we didn't know anybody was going to listen to us. You know?
But when you think about it, the way podcast numbers are, they're completely different than a YouTube number,
Right.
or Nielsen ratings on TV. And if we're averaging, because we've broken down the numbers, obviously we
Yes.
can see it on our end where you guys can't. And we know where people are listening from, just to throw that out there, behind the scenes stuff. And it's kind of interesting because it's like, that's cool to see these different places. I've never been. I don't have people that live there.
No, and we're talking Oregon, Illinois. We spoke. I don't want to give too much away from a future, but we have a UK listener that's downloaded 5 of our episodes.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I don't know anybody over there.
No.
And I want to say, as you guys are listening to this, we should probably add this. Guys, reach out to us.
Please.
Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Just say hi.
Yeah.
We want to know who's listening to us, what you like, what you don't, what's working.
Yeah.
Me and Bob are very receptive of that stuff because we want to put out quality content for you guys.
But going back to that with, crunching numbers, we have averaged 45 downloads an episode across, the board. And when you break down podcast numbers, we are exactly what that said. We are literally top 20% in the world for what we're doing. And, it's a big thank you to everybody that's listening.
Yeah, because, literally we wouldn't have those numbers without you. The content would still be there.
Yeah.
But those numbers wouldn't.
No.
And I will never, I vowed the moment we did this that I would never forget you guys listening to us because we are not us without you.
Right. And we're just a couple idiots from Ohio.
Yeah. Look, me and Bob as kids and teenagers had aspirations to do something content-wise before content was a thing.
Right.
I wanted to be a rapper. He wanted to be a metal guitarist. He got much closer than I did, although I had strides towards it.
Yeah.
We always knew we wanted to make something, create something.
Yeah.
We
the
had
artist.
that in us. Yes.
It's the artistry.
Yeah, the artist in us wanted to create something. Yeah. And, by you guys listening consistently, I hate to beat a dead horse, but I can't reiterate enough, like as we look at the numbers, like you guys, you're hearing behind the scenes, like literally I'll text them, like, slow day today.
Yeah.
And then the next day there's a boom.
Yeah. It's like double.
It's just, And, we're still learning too, we're learning the laws of the week, what days people are really downloading. And there's also a difference too. We may actually have more listens than we know. What we tell you guys are downloads. That's people who actually go in and download the episode.
Yeah. Let's see where we're at.
Can you look at views? I don't know. I thought Buzzsprout only counted downloads.
That I don't know if it's. I can tell you what our total is as of right now.
Because I feel like it would be much higher per episode because I've listened to the episode sometimes 3, 4, 5 times. Yeah, we're down to 320 downloads.
Yeah.
So there could be more listens.
We could
be up to 400 or 500 listens.
We're at over 700 views on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which, we're
I
not viral.
Guess that.
Yeah, we're not. We did YouTube just for the people that don't want to listen audio wise. They want the visual.
Right.
It's not our main focus. It never was. It's cool. Don't get me wrong. It's still kind of weird to watch myself on YouTube.
I hate it. You don't have to edit the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, you gotta watch.
Tired of that shit. I'm like, ugh. Here comes this dumbass. And the last couple of episodes I've tried to, and by editing though, you also, it's a good thing because I notice a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I realized I was hitting my vape quite a bit, but those are the nerves because you could watch my legs shake, But now I'm getting to a point where I don't have those.
It's just us, man.
It's just
It's just me and you. Just having
but
a
I think
conversation.
it goes back to and not to get deep.
Yeah.
But it goes back to my therapy. It's me always striving to be the best, and anything other than perfection always made me feel like a failure. When that's not the case.
Right.
And I'm working on that. But this has brought joy and purpose into my life that I didn't know I needed. And again, as I said before, going through a divorce, with somebody that you spent so much time in, You know,
Yeah.
having my friends and then having Bob constantly outside of the podcast
Oh yeah.
has been amazing. But then to have this podcast to, you know, no matter how bad it is, I can, you know, zone out, turn it off, record, get that done. It's been really helpful. And you know, I've actually noticed, you know, from when we started recording to when we come to record now, you're lighter.
Yeah.
Like you're a little more upbeat and all that. And not that it's wrong. Like, do we all have down days? We're gonna, you know, we're humans. You know, that's what my therapist tells me. She goes, you know, therapy isn't a cure. It's a lifelong commitment to get better and stay better. Yeah. So, you know, the podcast has been another form of therapy for us. And the fact that you motherfuckers actually want to hear what the fuck we got to say blows my mind. Right. But I thank you for it. And again, like I said, even if you don't, we're still going to do it because I want to meet up with Bob and I want to talk shit about stuff. And, I mean, dude, I get so excited. I mean, you know, I'm transparent. There's days when you know, the editing gets crazy. I'll give you when I was editing the video, I had that bad spell that past week, and it was a pretty bad one. But I had put 4 hours in that day.
Holy crap.
You know, I'm trying to keep up and get it up there. I want to get far enough ahead because I want to start really pumping shit out and getting some outtakes. And guys, we got shit coming.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, on that, you know, I guess we can... Well, we can go, or you got something you want to talk about before we bounce? Or?
I kind of wanted to talk one last thing real quick.
Yes, do it.
I've heard a little bit of maybe potential confusion about the name.
Oh, that
you know, because I know I believe the crunchy side of it can refer to holistic stuff, and I don't want people to get the wrong. We're definitely not holistic. I could care less about plants unless you're growing in my garden.
Well, and that's new to me. Or like you told me that. I never heard that.
It's newer slang stuff, but so folks, the bearded is obvious. We have, you know,
both have
luscious beards.
Yes.
Mine's a wreck right now. But the crunchy part definitely concerns with our middle-agedness, basically.
Yes.
Things pop, creek grown. It's like a box of Rice Krispies.
Yeah. I mean, every day we wake up, it sounds like we're disconnecting Lego bricks.
Yeah, basically. I sat down on the back of my truck yesterday, and it sounded like somebody tearing Velcro apart. Yeah, and it was my knee.
I hear that in both my knees.
I'm like, okay.
if I sit longer than a half hour, or I mean, if I'm standing longer than a half hour and I go to sit, it's
the pain.
But that's what the crunchy is, guys.
Yeah, and the funny part about that is last year when I was going through my vertigo stuff, it had gotten kicked around just as a joke because we've had the name for quite a while.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years. And I said, hey, why don't we do bearded and dizzy since we're both going through this bullshit, you know?
Yeah, so you guys almost got bearded and dizzy.
Which it's not as
I mean,
catchy.
it would have been cool, but I don't know, man. I think we both, when we seen bearded and crunchy, knew. Yeah. We were like, yeah, that's it. You know, and then I got our logo created, and it went through a couple of different iterations, but
I like where we're at.
We settled with that, and it's funny because real quick before we get out of here, about that, I was reading through that email that I got today about us being searched, and one of the things on there that we got a bad grade on was our logo, and I thought for a minute, they said that the bearded and crunchy should have been bigger. It said like the two guys, two mics, too much to talk about should have been bigger. There should have been a little bit more pop. And when I heard that, at first I was like, man, maybe. And I said, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah, I like the logo right
I
now.
like it. It's simple. Everybody goes for the most outrageous, coolest 3D shit. I was like, let's just keep it fucking simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes. So yeah, it's been that, and it's been a hell of a ride.
It's been fun, really fun.
It's literally only been 7 weeks.
Yeah, 7 weeks, and we're doing.
And I mean, bro, I wouldn't have guessed we would have been here.
Yeah.
And again, before we get out of here, I want to thank you guys for listening to us, because, like I said, it means the world to us. If you could see the text message interchanges between us, how often we check the stats.
Especially on release days.
Oh, dude, on release days, I'm constantly checking. I mean, I got guys at work tapping me on my shoulder. What you at? I mean,
Yeah, right.
we definitely take this serious. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess with that, we'll end our special episode that you guys don't even know about.
I'm gonna leave him with a joke.
Yeah, let's go go off the dome with it.
Just because it's a short one, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I'm gonna leave you guys with a joke, a little bit of laughter. So what do you get when you drop a piano from high up on a child?
I don't know.
A flat minor.
And on that note, we'll see you next week.